Hey, Andrew Praver from Great Expectations here. So, I just had this really interesting conversation between a tenant and an owner, obviously separately. And the tenant was saying that they kind of wanted to have a little more freedom. They didn't want to sign a lease, and so they're opting out of signing a lease. And the owner was like, "Oh, okay. Well, let's go ahead and raise the rent up a little bit, and give them a little couple extra months." But, I don't want to vacate during Christmas, so long before that happens, just go ahead and get a more stable tenant. I can already see what's going to happen down there. And of course, I'm going to give the tenant plenty of notice, but legally, the owner only has to give the tenant 15 days notice to move out at any point. Same for the tenant. They only have to give 15 days notice here in Florida. Once you're out of lease and you're going month to month, 15 days notice. That's it. And it can be for any reason because you no longer have the security of a lease. Whereas when you're in a lease, you have 30 days, 60 days, whatever's in the contract. So, I don't know. The tenant is thinking that it's going to be, flexibility, but what they don't understand is that the owner has the same flexibility. So I've been over it and over it for many years, where it's like it doesn't sink in that the owner has that same right. They don't have to do a month to month agreement. If they're like, you know what, if that tenant doesn't want to be in like a stable contract, I need a more stable tenant. No, thanks. Anyway, I'm gonna go get somebody else that actually wants the same thing I want. So I guess what I'm saying is if you're a tenant and if it's in a hot real estate market, which it is here, we have a rental shortage, make sure and lock in that lease, okay? Make sure you have the lease because the rents are going up. So what happens on month to month? You can actually have your rent increased every single month if the owner so desires. They can change any of the terms in the lease. And you're stuck. It's really not in anybody's best interest right now to not be in a lease as far as the tenants are concerned. Of course, for the owners, because we're in that hot rental market, no harm on them too much. They do have to go looking for a new tenant. And of course, making sure that the new tenant is as great as the old tenant was. That's a risk. But at the same time, again, this is a very hot rental market. So, tenants out there, if you guys are in a lease, get a lease. Okay. Like contact your landlord and get in a lease ASAP because the owner can sell the property. They can have you move out. They can increase the rent to whatever they want. There's no cap on that. None that I know of. So definitely, if you're in this circumstance, get yourself back in a lease. Okay, like ASAP. Just a helpful tip out there from somebody that's seen this for several years. And it's in your best interest. Okay, I'm telling you right now, get yourself in a lease because it does help your budget. It helps stable everything. So you know that you have up until the lease goes up to move. And if you're trying to buy a home, check with your property management company or your landlord. They may have a buyout option that is really great. Like us, we actually have a cancellation program as long as you use our real estate company to purchase your next home. You can actually go ahead and get out of your lease. We work it all out with the tenant and the owner, of course, but there is an option for that. So still you'll have the stability of the lease, but you won't be locked into it necessarily. So anyway, contact your property manager and see if that's something that they would work with you on. But definitely in a hot rental market, get in a lease. Seriously. It doesn't matter if it's been 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, whatever that you've been living there. It's not your house. Okay, I'm telling you right now, get in a lease. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.